Okay, I know you guys have seen videos on how to get your running boards unstuck, or to, kind of free them up some so they move more freely. The best video I've seen so far was the video from Ford Make You Loco, but at the same time I want to add more to it. I asked him to add more to it, but he never responded. He didn't even comply with or acknowledge the fact that there's actually a step that can further the longevity of these running boards in lubricating them. So the tools that you're going to need for this, I've got some white lithium grease. You can use a super penetrant like Freeze Off, or you can use some like PB Blaster, Panther Piss, and you're going to need shop air. So if you have access to shop air, that would be really, really good. I've got this door on this side cracked open a little bit, so this stays down while I'm showing you. I went ahead and pre-sprayed the PB Blaster at all the pivot points. So here, 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 up here, here, here. Another very, very important point that a lot of people forget is the actual travel rod that comes through and pivots the point that goes through. You see, it's got a bunch of junk on it and it's kind of rusty right there. That also needs to be sprayed. It would help also if you had a brush, but I'm going to use shop air. I'm going to try to blow as much of this through those channels with that shop air, push it into those joints as far as I can. And then I'm going to come back and spray it again. And then I'm going to spray it again. And then when I get it to move in the way I want with shop air and spraying penetrant through it, then I will use some white lithium grease or fluid film, and I'll try to real lightly blow air at those surfaces to get some of that fluid film and white lithium grease, and then I'll do a final coat and then we'll be done. So I'm going to get to work on that right now. Shop air, blowing it at all those joints, trying to keep as much of it from blowing on other vehicles as you can, and just kind of a rag around the backside and start just blowing air at it, and let's come back and check it. So let me show you what I've got going on so far. Basically, I'm blowing every joint. I'm trying to get as much penetrant back in there as I can. So I'll spray it, and then after it soaks for a couple minutes, spray it again and let it sit and do the same thing. of penetrant. Now I'm gonna blow it. I'm gonna blow all of it out of there. Trying to push it back inside. Now I'm gonna get a bristle brush, and then I'm gonna brush all those crevices, and then blow them off again. Okay, just regular. With the box wrench? I'm actually going to take a screwdriver and clean some of this off because it's kind of heavy. So I'll get it. Well, it's coming off actually. Just a little bit more than I thought. Yeah, I'll just have to work that. Just go around to each joint and brush them off as much as you can. Okay, I got them all brushed down pretty good actually. A lot of the rust is gone. Do a final blow through, and then I'll spray some white lithium grease on everything. Okay, so now white lithium grease. Spray the hell out of it everywhere. Just spray that shit everywhere. Yeah. Now before you go through and dress and clean everything up, while you got your lubricant on there, let's see how clean it is. Okay, alright. Way faster than before. Way faster. Go ahead and actuate this thing over and over and over and over again. And if you got one that's really stubborn, you might have to help it down and up a couple dozen times, and that helps break that stuff away even more. So for instance, like this, if it's going slow, let me open the door. Grab your foot and actually push it. Help push it down. You're gonna break that rust even more. Push up with your foot if you can, or your hand. And do that over and over and over and over again. You're gonna make it more free, more free, more free. It's gonna be completely fine. Sometimes they get stuck completely and you gotta go underneath, have somebody open the door and yank down really hard, and it breaks the rust. And then, or they get stuck on the bottom and you gotta push them up. So have somebody open and then close the door real quick, and then push immediately, and it will actually break them free. All right, I'll go like this in the middle. I'll let it start to go up. and then I'll open it again real quick just to jar it, just to kind of get it caught in between. All right, we're free. Now I can go down there, wiping the excess off, detail any of the extra junk that's just hanging around, wipe it all down, done, freed up. That's how you do it.